Oh, yeah. 3 bloody armies. Guys, can we defeat this one? We have Phalangites, but... Hello there, folks. This is Hatman, and I hope you're having a lovely day. We're playing Rome 2 Total War for David and Impera, and we're playing as Macedon, trying to defend our fort with one single army, and army itself is really good, but we are facing 3 full-stack Roman armies. And, well, before we start with the battle, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the context of the battle itself. We are currently in Northern Africa. We are very close to the city of Carthage itself, and I was actually besieging it with 2 armies. But Romans also have 2 armies next to the city, and they also have the garrison itself. So imagine using Phalangites-based army to strike the walls of the city guarded by a primarily sword-heavy faction. So it's a really bad practice, especially when you're outgunned and outnumbered. So I had to retreat, and I put 2 of my armies there just waiting for the enemy to attack, but they never attacked. So I decided finally to pull one of the armies back and stay with our king here in a fortified stance, and now we got attacked by 3 armies, basically 2 standing armies and 1 garrison army. So if we lose here, we're gonna lose our king, and they will suck. So we're gonna try to do the best job we can. And let's start talking about the army. So we have 7 Phalangites. We have 4 of these Sarissa Lancers, and we have 2 medium sword infantry. These are mercenaries on this side and 2 on this side. We also have 3 of crossbow infantry. These guys are amazing. They are amazing. You can see they have 22 missile damage, they have 200 range, and they have 16 ammo. They have very high armor piercing damage as well. Of course, our late sacred squadron, it's not companion cavalry anymore. They don't have very long lances. It's more of a melee based cavalry, but they're amazing, so we're gonna use them well. We started off with 3 pike units here holding the front against the enemy. We have 2 barricades, one here, and we have 2 sets of caltrops, as well as brimstone pits. But we talked about this one before in the previous siege battle. One of the units that's more exposed should be a bit behind 2 units. These guys are well protected by the palisades, so the enemies will actually focus on these guys first. With their archers or pila, whatever they have, we're gonna try to spare these guys because they're gonna take the brunt of enemy assault. Also, we decided to kind of retreat with everybody else, so they would not attract attention of the enemy slingers or whatever type of skirmishers they have. They're kind of safe here, and we are fronted by Phalangites on both sides, so we're just gonna wait for the enemy to arrive, and let's start with the battle. You can see there are 3 armies coming in. They have some equites, and they have some consulares equites. These are even better. They have a lot of skirmishers, but what worries me the most is their heavy infantry. They have Triarii, they have a bunch of Principes. Yeah, they're really nasty. So we're gonna wait here. And we're gonna wait for them to engage. We had another 4th type of battle here in this playlist before, but we played again History. And the History are kind of a light faction, they're a barbarian faction. So it was easier to fight them off, even though we had much smaller army. But here we're gonna fight against very, very heavy Roman army. And what the hell was that? Like, they hit our own guys. Kind of funny. But here comes the volleys. Velites are shooting our guys, but as we said, we put them super close to the wall, so they're not gonna be harmed. And there is a very small gap here. We can see that their cavalry managed to break our formation, which is terrible for any type of pike unit. And now they're exploring this gap. They're really pushing in. They're gonna pay the price, but they're disrupting the formation, and this will be important a bit later. So try to remember that. Bulk of the enemy army is arriving right now. You can see that they're kind of taking a turn here. Maybe it's even prettier to turn off UI. Just watch battle like this for some time. They have still some crappy troops here, but bulk of their army is actually heavy infantry. They have guys over here. These are Italian swordsmen. These are garrison type of troops. Yeah. And this will be another army coming in to support. These are Triarii. Yeah, they have some really, really heavy troops. And guys, remember, we have 7 Phalangites. Only 3 are engaging right now. This guy's still alive. Unbelievable. But you can see the disruption they made in our formation. This is actually one unit here. And one of the problems of facing Rome is that they have a lot of armor. And when a unit has a lot of armor, it's heavy. So it can push the enemy back. And this is something we're going to see here. There is also something very interesting. You can see that enemies are throwing Pilla to the flank of this unit. You can see that there's some really nasty casualties being taken. Just because their shields are on their left hand side and they have nothing on their right hand side. And this is where the fire is coming from. Luckily for us, these guys are just shooting straight into the walls. Look at the Romans, man. They're so damn cool. There's a huge mass over here. They're going to be putting more and more pressure on a single point here. We're almost completed. They have some kind of supporting troops here. These are the Triarii, as you wish to call them. Principes, and they have some Libyan sword infantry on this side. But because we have pulled back or peeled back our troops outside of the fort, they don't really feel they're threatened on this side, so they ain't gonna set anything. Which is pretty good. We want them to focus on this side primarily, so we can defend properly. Now the pressure is mounting even more. And they're just gonna try to pierce through. We'll see if they're gonna succeed. Before we can activate our troops, we need 2 conditions. One of the conditions is that they're heavily committed here. The second condition is that they're tired. And the third condition is that their cavalry is not combat effective. That means it's heavily depleted. But they still have some cavalry here. So we will have to wait. And guys, do not forget, we're fighting 3 full stacks, so they will have some reserves. Italian horsemen, they're trying to run away, but they're gonna come back. They have way too many men. And look at the sea of troops. And everybody's pushing forward. Look at this. Like, they're jumping on top of each other right now. Look what's happening here. They're slowly pushing in, and they now have some infantry, not only cav. You can see that they're actually breaking through now. Our flanking force is getting into position, though. We have cavalry on both flanks. And there's no sight of enemy reinforcements. We got it. Here we have our phalangites now trying to move up into a secondary line. But you can see here they already broke through. If we had no reserves here, it will be devastating for this unit. They lost about 50 men already, and now they're gonna lose even more. But they have over 800 kills. How about here? These guys have 700. These guys only 15. Well, 150. Pardon me. But now we can see that some of their reinforcements are coming in. They have Italian swords on this side, and they have equites here. Our secondary line is being formed, and we're hoping that their Triari will just flee. And here, I had an idea to kind of block enemy retreat here, to just kill a lot of them. And then I suddenly realized, oh my god, this is not an infantry unit, this is cavalry, and they form a cav wedge. And they're now moving big time. Cav wedge gives you some bonuses against cavalry. So they're going to be chasing after our Sarissa cav. And I'm just going to decide to flee. And we're going to present it with medium swords here. We're going to unlock Pilla. Let's see how it works. Yeah, they're going to charge in. But we have 3 units of Sarissa cav. And we're going to recharge them. As you command. That's basically it. These guys are goners. But now we started to fire with these guys. They have, as we said, 200 range. So they're a very safe place. And we're going to target ground here. Because if you fire at specific units, they're gonna hit the walls and everything, but we are just targeting the area around here. And we're using this unit to fire on this side. We're being flanked again. Our flanking force is being flanked. Here, we're still holding, but soon we will decide to retreat with all 3 units. Just because this formation is getting destroyed. Let's check. Yeah, they're just pulling back. And now we're gonna form another line behind. We're doing this for 2 reasons. One, because our lines are being broken here already. This unit would be defeated completely. The second thing is all of 3 units are very tired by this time. They've been fighting for a long time now, and we have 4 fresh units waiting for the enemy, and the enemies are exhausted. Let's check their performance. Exhausted, shaken, exhausted, very tired, very tired. So them being very tired gonna reflect poorly on their combat performance versus our fresh pikemen. And even though there is no barrier anymore, there is no palisade that can protect our guys, we're gonna still perform really well. And we're gonna save our tired troops. Yeah, we're doing some cycle charging here. Italian swords unit gonna probably disappear. They have more infantry coming from this side. You can see a stream of of guys running away. But for the time being, we're happy with the current situation.
Yes, Commander.
They're gonna put pressure on us, but we're gonna put pressure on them as well. And these guys are shooting big time with their crossbows. Let's check some of the kills. 71, 26. 26 for these guys as well. We're positioning our calves, so it will pick up the stragglers. Italian swords are likely to charge in. And this is something that I almost missed completely. Enemy garrison army actually, for some reason, spawned from behind here. And I realized it just in the nick of time. So I'm peeling off 2 of my pike units to kind of seal off this entry. Okay, we're gonna use our general again to kind of charge in. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm just like being preoccupied with this situation here. Now I'm peeling off the 2nd unit as well because I'm worried that our 4th will be compromised. Some of their troops are getting wrecked. And this is where we cycle charge. And these guys, they're gonna be goners again. We retreat on this side, and we're gonna allow them to kind of charge in with their Hastati. These guys, I think, have similar stats.
Attack! Brave sons of Makkah, now!
Prussian infantry and Hastati, yeah, they're very similar. Maybe Hastati are a bit better. But that's it, and now we're gonna charge in the back. These guys are peeling off just to use some pill against our troops. But that's okay. That's completely okay. They're taking some serious casualties. These guys have only 50 kills so far. These guys 18, 93, and 3. So not very impressive, but we already started. We just started, yeah, to fight. We have another rear charge, and Hastati gonna struggle and, yeah, eventually be defeated here. Luckily for us, this is the garrison army, and these are local citizens, and they stand no chance against our phalangites. But now they're getting some archers to the back. We're still firing big time. These guys have like 150 kills. These guys 92 kills, and these guys 40.
Quickly now! Double time!
There's another unit.
Riders at the double!
Light spears. And because we were being fired upon by archers, I'm just pushing my guys very, very close to the palisade for additional protection. Yeah, we can see them missing a lot. But considering the trajectory of the fire, I think they can hit quite a bit. This is really good for slingers and some other units that do not have parabolic shooting trajectory. So we're holding them off here as well. We're still firing with our guys. Almost 200 kills, 150. These guys 42 kills, but they're still shooting. I guess they have no ammo anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, now our general will just chase after their archers and demolish them. But on this front, we have an interesting situation. We're again charging these guys. And we're gonna use our cav just to go after their skirmishers. Excellent, those guys are disappearing. We're gonna continue to charge and try to fall back with our cavalry. These guys are getting peppered big time. Romans are pushing in even more. But this is why forts are so good. Seems like the part of the wall collapsed here. It will also kill any troops around them, so be careful when the walls are crumbling. Stay away from them. Even palisade can do a lot of harm. Here we decide to use our cav to destroy their remaining skirmishers. These are slingers. And here, because we're out of ammo, these guys have 230 kills, 180, and these guys have 42 kills. The main reason for this kind of difference in kills is basically shield side. So if you're standing here as a Roman, your left hand will be holding the shield, and in your right hand you're gonna use your weapon. So these guys were firing from the right to the left and into unshielded side of the heavy Roman troops. Well, these guys were firing into somewhat of the back, but also shielded side, and this is why they had a way lower number of kills. But now it's the end game. We're striking them from behind with fresh troops, and they're already occupied from the front. They're exhausted. Their general is dead, and they cannot do much. Now we're charging in with some of our fresh phalangites, and you can see that this is causing a chain rout for the enemies. Yeah, we can see that we took 440 losses. Well, the enemies took 8,500. So, pretty impressive. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.